Okay, so Avani, fill us in on your travel explosion. What's
Yeah.
occurring in your life now?
Yeah. Oh my God. So, because of Voucher's visa mishap and whatnot, right? Like he couldn't actually come into the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of like, normally I would be upset because I'm like, we have no other way. And, really the way I was thinking about travel was kind of a constraint on my life, right? Like I couldn't go because it would make me very nervous. It would make me very anxious, all that without even realizing that it was doing that, right?
Right.
So
So it's like you didn't know what you didn't know
yeah,
until you started to really look at it. Mm-hmm.
totally, right? I
Mm.
started to totally was like, actually, the constraint lifted
Mm.
completely. So then it was not even a thing. And then saying, like, let's go to Paris was so natural,
Mm.
which is so natural.
Wow.
And so, well, yeah, we went to
That's
Paris.
magical.
Yeah, we went to Paris in over Memorial Day weekend
Mm-hmm.
or week, and it was amazing. And what was even awesome was like it was completely sourced from desire, right? Like,
Mm.
Voucher made a plan, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's a good plan. So it was the general guideline for us, which is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had asked him to make the plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, no, I'm going to be free flow. Like, they're just going to go with whatever works for me. And we did that. And then at one point, I got this idea that I wanted to, because I was like, oh man, like all these people, they like go and they have all these pictures. And I was like, I want pictures. I want nice pictures. So, so we got ourselves a photographer
Uh-huh.
and we got these fabulous photos. Um, uh, that
Yeah, they
were
look amazing. Everyone's in love with them. And you'll never forget this incredible journey.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
never. Oh, it was so amazing. It was like by the Louvre and the
Eiffel
Eiffel
Tower.
Tower, and there was another spot. It was some bridge at some point. There was like a cafe. It was just amazing. It was just so much fun too to do
Yeah.
that. And it was such a gift to give to myself and to us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and everyone's loved our photos. Like people are just like, wow, like this is like reality, right? Like, um,
It's a new
it's possible
reality.
to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were totally sourced by a desire. And now here's the explosion part, right? So that happened. And then now we're going to Greece. So I'm going to Amsterdam on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to New York on Wednesday night, and then I'm going to Amsterdam from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the 28th, we go to Greece. Um, and then over there, right? So we thought we would do the Athens, Mykonos, Santorini, which is what. But I was like, I don't just want to do that. Again, sourced from desire. Like, okay, because all of it was available, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could go off the beaten path was available, which was never possible before.
Mm.
No, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Like
Right? Like,
something will
again,
happen. It'll be scary. You'll get ripped off. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or it doesn't look cool. That was another one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was like, no, like this is for me, like this travel is for me. So we were actually going to skip Mykonos because I was like, why don't we just go explore all these other islands? Because there were all these cute little islands in that same. And so we're going to do that. We're going to go to Naxos and we're going to go to Santorini because I was like, I do want those picturesque pictures, And then I wasn't going to go to Mykonos, but my sister was like, it is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like touristy for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so we asked ourselves, like both of us, we were together in this and we asked ourselves, like, do we want to do the party thing? And we're like, yeah, we could do that for a couple nights. But then I turned Boucher on to like, reading up about, Naxos. And he was like, oh my God, we got to go there.
Yeah.
We got to go there.
Yeah.
Because somebody said, like, once you go there, you may never come back. So we're never going to go.
If I can't find you, I should come to Naxos.
That's right. So that's one thing. And then we're going to do Santorini, and it's again all sourced by desire, and I'm so excited. And then here's the other thing. So it's just, I think it's like the whole universe turned into a big travel thing for me, right? Like they just turned on travel for me.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to probably Italy or Croatia, one of the two, in September.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to Mexico, and
Mm-hmm.
we're going to Costa Rica, and then Mexico again, and then Bali and India. And this,
Whoa. Insane. So much travel.
yeah,
Yeah.
for a girl who like never travels.
Right.
My sister was like, just leave something for after your marriage. And I'm like, yeah, no, we'll figure something else out
Well,
after that.
there's always more places to go, right?
Yeah, and that's between now and January.
Whoa,
So
that's amazing.
8 countries for me.
That is impressive. And so I want to go two ways with this. One is if you could share a little bit about your, like, the predicted future. If you hadn't taken this course, like how would your life have most likely unfolded, continuing in the way that it was going before? And then also if you could comment on how the course succeeded or didn't succeed in fulfilling the course promises, which were to design and book your dream travel adventure with ease, to expand your capacity for life, and to unleash the power of magic and awe wherever you are.
Yeah. So obviously all of that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the story that I said, but the part I'll say that I didn't say is the ease part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were times when, again, and I think I've said this like a few times, but it again went like the pointer was, what do I want, and that I can have everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was really about broadening my horizon. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had this, and I could really go everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I gave that example earlier. Like I was the curated kind,
Mm-hmm.
always.
Mm-hmm.
And now adventure, I'm sorry, not adventure, what is that other path?
Yeah. Adventure, yeah. Or
Curated. And it's like,
yeah.
oh, I don't have to have fully curated, and I don't have to go fully crazy either.
Yeah.
So that's the thing,
You
right?
can do
So,
the thing that's perfect for you at this time, and it could always be different next time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then designing a life. So we actually started asking ourselves the questions, okay, Paris was urban. Where else do we want to go? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So how we came up with the schedule was like, okay, so we did the urban thing. Now we want to do the island thing. And then, we were already going to the islands in Mexico. So we were like, okay, we want a nature trip, right? Because Voucher loves nature. Yeah. So we picked Costa Rica for that.
Uh-huh.
And Bali is from the spiritual aspect of
Mm-hmm.
things. And then India is my family. But again, even in India, what do I want to do, right? Because normally my thing to do in India would be to go to Goa. That's right. My bottom, right? Even though my family lives there. And I'm like, hey, I'll see them in Mexico at the wedding and all that, right? Mm-hmm. But I was like, no, actually, we're not going to go to Goa anymore. We're going to actually stay in Mumbai so I can actually be with my family. Because like that was, you would have thought that would be the obvious thing, but it's like, no,
you're focusing on your family because you already have nature and spirit and all these parts of yourself. Like your full self is covered in all these other journeys.
Yeah. And then Italy, we picked Italy because we want to do food, right? So it's again, fully design. Mm-hmm. So completely magical experience. And then the predictable path would have been, okay, here's a predictable path, right? When this whole opportunity came about for Paris, or rather even before that, Paris was on my list, and Paris has been on my list since March. But January, February, March. But I had put it for next year. Mm-hmm. I said, because of everything that life is, happening, like it'll only happen until next year.
Right. Because you already have your wedding plan and all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So because we were already planning the wedding, and we're already going to go to Goa and Bali, or we were thinking about Goa because I have to go see my family in India anyway. So then we tacked on Bali to that. Mm-hmm. But it's like, no, there was all these things, but they were all postponed, right? And, we want to start to probably think about a family soon. So I was just like, in my head, I was going, oh my God, how am I going to do everything? Right. And I didn't want to have kids. Again, this is quite in hindsight, but I didn't want to have kids with a regret that I didn't get to travel because I was getting older and, but it just told me, it just tells me about the power of intention, putting an intention out there and it works out. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe not all on its own, but putting an intention even in a course like Chloe's course, but the predictable future, sorry, I went everywhere. The predictable future was I would have, probably gone and, done one trip a year like I was doing. Not that that's a bad thing, right? But Paris would have been next year and then maybe one more trip, right? Because it was not easy. It was scary. And probably would have had some regrets that, before kids, like we didn't do it. Now, again, I don't know when we're going to have kids, but if we do choose to, like my quota of travel is getting full, right? So now I'm not going to live in that regret. So yeah, gone through life. And then all the experiences that we've had in Paris and, even the experience of booking travel with voucher, right? Like we've learned so much about booking, about each other by just booking the travel together.
Yeah.
That experience is priceless. It's just absolutely priceless. Couldn't have imagined that we would have got that. So
that's amazing. Thank you so much. It sounds like a lot of confidence and just expansion into new realms and discovery, personal and otherwise, and who knows what's next. Yeah. I mean, standing from this new perspective on the world, like,
so yeah,
you could go anywhere from here.
Yeah. I don't even know what's gonna happen, but yeah, like already Paris opened up my mind so much, and
Right.
and here's another cool part. Again, like when I went to Paris, like, we were so excited and everything. My sister booked my parents on a trip to Paris while we were in Paris.
Whoa. So there's a ripple effect. Like,
yes,
everybody's lives are changing. Your family's lives are changing. Your friends' lives are changing. They're inspired seeing the photos. Like, yeah, it's exponential, really.
Totally. And I didn't even think about that, right? Because it's like my brother was already going to France and Paris, and like he booked a little bit after we did. And when all that happened together, my sister was like, "We got to send our parents there."
Oh,
So we
that's
booked
so
them.
sweet.
Yeah. So we booked them a 40th anniversary, and then my mom's 60th anniversary, like that. So it was really cool. Yeah.
Oh
So
my goodness. That's so touching. Like your whole community is shifting based on who you're being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chloe. I really, really, really like, you had the vision and the eye for it, right? Like you had enthusiasm. Everybody has that, but like, and not everybody, but like, everybody, enthusiasm is easy to come across, but like that eye for what one thing can provide for like life, right? Like you think it's just travel, but it's like, no, it's providing so much space for people, and that you had that vision, to see that wisdom, to see that, and to say, no, actually, I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to go and make this a course, and I'm going to have women be transformed from travel. It's like, it's just so touching and just so present to who you are in the world. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you, Avani. Thanks for the acknowledgement and for sharing your story so that other women can discover what's possible from themselves as well.
Yeah.
So speaking of other people who are probably listening to this call, if there's someone who's considering the transformational travel course, but maybe hesitating, what would you share with them? This will be our last question, by the way.
Yes. What would I share with them? If there's even a little part of you that's saying yes, go for it. Because that part is pulling you in a direction that's like maybe a little unknown, right? And but it's so worth it because you don't know what that's going to be. If you're watching this video, it tells me that you have that little part in you that's saying yes, obviously, right? Like there's some part of you that's intrigued if you've gotten all the way to the end of the video. So say yes.
Yeah, and then expect a travel explosion, like Avani, a whole world opening up before your very eyes.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you
Literally.
so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm happy that you are our first person to be on this interview series. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.